Hi everyone, welcome back to Evermore YouTube channel. It's Chris back with a match preview for Newcastle United's upcoming game this Wednesday night at 8 p.m. down at rainy Old Trafford. Hope to fix the roof by then. That's right, Manchester United versus Newcastle United in almost a straight shootout for 6th place in the Premier League. Obviously, I know Chelsea are sneaking up behind us as well, but this to me is a massive game for Newcastle United and hopefully a game that we will get the job done and win and put ourselves into the driving seat for that 6th position. But we'll get stuck right into this in a minute, talk about how we think the team's going to line up, talk a bit about the opponents, who the danger men are on that side, and how we think the game is going to go. Just before we get stuck in, a little reminder, if you haven't already, smash subscribe. I'd love you to come and join us. We're over 7,500 subs now, creeping up to 8,000. So thank you everyone who smashed that button. If you haven't, why not do it? Recommend us to family and friends. It's all free content. We want to give a bit back to the channel. There is some membership options down there too. We get early access to preview videos just like the one you're about to watch for a very small nominal fee, even less than a pint of lager in most places these days, even social clubs. So why not give us a go and support the channel? So let's get stuck in then without me waffling on any further. So huge game for Newcastle United. We go into this game in the table. We are currently occupying 6th position on 57 points after 36 games played. Manchester United on 54 points after 36 games played. Our goal difference is far superior. We are on plus 22 goals. Manchester United on -4. Chelsea sandwich in the middle. We're on a 12 goal difference, plus 12 on 57 points as well. This is make or break for Newcastle United, in my opinion. I don't think we can afford to drop any more points here. The Brighton game of the weekend, we could have done with a win. I think by dropping 2 points in that game, it's put massive pressure on this game. Had we beat Brighton at home, we could have went into this game with a little bit less pressure on our shoulders. But for me, this game is a must win. We have to win this game to keep that pressure on for 6th place. Chelsea have got to go to Brighton, and that's a tough game for them. Brighton, as they showed at the weekend, there's still a good side in there, despite their form being up and down. That won't be an easy game for Chelsea. They could easily get a draw. Chelsea blow hot and cold in games. They rely on Cole Palmer a hell of a lot, and they could really struggle in that game down at the Amex Stadium. So let's hope that Brighton can do a job on them, but we can only concentrate on what we are concentrating on, and that is ourselves and our performance against Manchester United. We're going to talk about them in a minute, but this is how I think the lads are going to line up down at Old Trafford. Now, we made some changes there, as you can see. Now, I don't think Kieran Trippier walks back into this side, contrary to what a lot of people are saying, Sports Mall included, that I'm looking at for the Manchester United team news here. I think that Nick Pope gets back in the side because, again, at the weekend, we saw Dubravka. He flaps a bit too much like a seagull trying to nick your chips down Whitney Bay seafront. He worries the shit out of me. He really, really does. And although Manchester United are completely all over the place this season, they still have dangerous players who can get in dangerous positions. And I do not want Martin Dubravka in between the sticks because I just don't trust him as a goalkeeper. I think he's too hesitant. He's glued to his line. He's not confident coming for crosses. Elliot Anderson had to pull him out of the shit the weekend before the goal did go in. And yeah, Nick Pope is fit. Get him in, Eddie, and start him. That's what we've done. We've gone with Tino Livramento at the back rather than Trippier. Tino had a tough game against Brighton, but I think with his pace against Manchester United's piece together back four, cut and shut back four, I think he will be a real threat down that right-hand side with more pace than Trippier will offer. So I would go with Tino. We put Fabian Schär in. Now, I think Schär might just shake off this injury to start this game. People are talking about him being fit for the last game of the season. To me, this game is more important. And if there's a chance that Fabian Schär can play, you play him in this game. Play him if he's fit because he's our best defender, bar none. He's arguably one of our best performers this season, and you have to play him. Dan Burn alongside him, who's been brilliant at centre-half. I don't want to see him left-back anymore. Lewis Hall equally has been fantastic in recent games. He could offer a real threat down that left-hand side to Manchester United against Wan-Bissaka, who does go wandering and does like to put in a late tackle if Hawk can get around him and whip one of them balls in for the likes of Isak or Joe Linton, who we've got starting in midfield. We could really be in a good position there. The midfield three, I've moved Elliot Anderson into the front three, and I've put Joe Linton into midfield because we need to control this game. We need to control the midfield. That's how we win this game. We get on the ball and we control the game. And I think with Bruno and Joe Linton in there, we can do that. Joe Linton looked rusty against Brighton, but if he can get 60 minutes out of Joe Linton from the start of this game, he will be enough of a boss to boss this game, beast mode, get the game won in the middle of the park, be 2-0 up, 3-0 up possibly, and then we can take him off and let him rest his legs. Sean is in a good vein of form, 2 goals in 2 games, so he's got to keep his place in the team. And the front three for me, I've moved Gordon over to the right-hand side. I've moved Elliot Anderson to the left-hand side. Could easily be the other way around. And Alexander Isak through the middle. I have not gone with Harvey Barnes because I think Harvey Barnes was poor when he came on against Brighton. I don't think that'll earn him a start. And I think Barnes is showing he's probably better as an impact player from the bench than he is from the start. So that's how I think we are going to line up. In terms of Manchester United, in terms of how they're going to line up, I mean, our bench, obviously, hopefully Callum Wilson will be fit because he just wasn't 100%, whatever that means for the weekend. But if you've got the likes of Wilson and Barnes and Almiron on the bench, despite his ridiculous dive the other week, that is impact, that is legs, that is quality that can come on in a tight game like this and maybe steer it in our favour. So I think that's what we'll end up doing. But in terms of Manchester United, they are all over the place at the minute in terms of their lineup. Their injuries are a who's who in terms of defence. Lindelof, Maguire, Varane, all out. Luke Shaw, all out. Martial's out. Mason Mount is out, I think. Diallo came in, did a good job against Arsenal. They lost that game, but he showed some quality, so we'll have to watch out for him. But in terms of how Manchester United are going to line up, you look at it, Onana, Wan-Bissaka, is it Kamabwala, Evans, Darlow, McTominay, Mainu, Anthony, Fernandes, Garnacho, and Højlund is what Sportsmore have on there. If we have Casemiro and Evans at the back, Alexander Isak should be licking his chops against them. He should be murdering that back four. To be fair, even that back four, we should be all over them like a rash. The form that Isak's in, the form that Gordon's in, we should just put our foot on the pedal straight away from the off, get right in their faces, get in amongst them, play those balls through, let the runners run at them with pace, and I think we'll frighten the life out of Manchester United. I really, really do. I don't think they've got the stomach for it. I don't think they've got the balls for it. I think they've bottled it. I think they've down tools for this manager. I'm not a big fan of Ten Hag. I don't like the way he manages players. I think his man management skills are atrocious. But a lot of these Manchester United players have thrown the towel in long ago. Some of the big star players as well. Rashford being dreadful. Fernandes is injured for this game. That's great for us because he does make things tick for Manchester United. And you always feel when he's on the pitch, there's a chance of something happening to either rescue a point or get three. And without him playing, that is a bonus for us. But we should be confident going into this game. Manchester United have lost, just looked at the form guide there. Manchester United have lost, two of the last Premier League games? They've only won one in six, and Newcastle have won 4 in 6 of their Premier League games. So we are the informed team going into this fixture. But there's just something that worries me about Manchester United. They are, without a shadow of a doubt, the spawniest team in the history of probably world football in terms of getting results when you don't expect them to get it. They were shit last season, and they still managed to win a trophy and finish third. We cannot take our foot off the gas against this lot. We have to be at them and let our quality shine through. You can't rely on the ref giving you a good game because referees favour Manchester United every single fixture. They bottle it, especially at Old Trafford, they bottle it. But in this fixture, we have to go at Manchester United with our quality right from the jump. And if we do that, I think we win this game. We need to get in a controlling position, boss that midfield. As I said, the likes of McTominay, he likes to get stuck in. He's not a bad player. People give him a lot of shit. Højlund has got some quality. He's got some strength and some pace. He could find some gaps. He could pull on to Burn. Maybe look to make that run. You need Hort tuck inside or Anderson to tuck in as an emergency fullback, as he's been doing in the last few weeks, to just stop that run from happening. But if you look at those players, there's not many of them that frighten me from Manchester United. That doesn't sound arrogant. I just think, if Fernandes plays, we are probably going to be in trouble. I think in that regard, if Fernandes plays, if he doesn't play and he's out, I think we've got a real good chance of winning. Garnacho has quality. He has ability, but he's not as consistent as Fernandes. He's not as much of a leader as Fernandes. But even if Fernandes plays, like we did at St James's Park, we need to be right in his face. Bruno get in and smash him. Joelinton get in and smash him. He will lose the plot, start arguing, start twisting, throwing his toys out of the pram, hands going up in the air, put him off his game, and that's what we need to do if he is playing. But again, he's been out injured for the last few weeks. So this could be make or break. They could bring him back in for this fixture alone. But there's different conflicting stories I'm hearing. He's out. Sportsmore are saying he's in. We just don't know what's going to happen until kick-off time, really. But this is a massive, massive game for the football club. We need another performance like PSG. We need another performance like Spurs. We need to go in here ruthless, determined, focused, everyone doing their jobs, everyone playing to the best of their abilities. And if that's the case, my prediction for this is Newcastle United 2, Manchester United 1. If we don't do that, we slacken off and give them some room. It could be 1-1, could be 2-1 to them. But I'm going to go for a win. A Newcastle United win, 2-1. get the job done, get sixth sealed and signed and delivered, as old Stevie Wonder would say. Hopefully Brighton can hold Chelsea to a draw and we're in a really strong position. But let us know what you guys think in the comments below about this game. Are you nervous for it? Do you think the lineup looks about right, or would you make some changes? Is there anybody from Manchester United who worries you? Fernandes is the main player for me, possibly Højlund if he gets chances, but he's been so hit and miss. Fernandes is the main player, and I hope that he's out. But we always like to hear from you. Smash a comment in. As I mentioned at the start, if you haven't already, subscribe, come and join us. Help us get that 8,000 subscribers. We're quite close to it. We'll be back with a post-match analysis, depending on how shit my Wi-Fi is. I am on the road, so hopefully my Wi-Fi is good, and I will be back with the post-match analysis. If not, Mark may have to fill in for me. But hopefully I will be back on Wednesday talking about a brilliant result for Newcastle United and the fact that 6 is pretty much in the bag. Have a cracking day, everybody. Thanks for watching the channel. Like the video, help it grow. We'll catch you later. Cheers.